Welcome to weeks 11 and 12. So I want to give you a thanks and congratulations on getting to the end of the program here. We're going to go right into the mental goal impression for the day. One quick note on mental goal impressions. These Miggies are really important. You can do them anytime. Major league players all over the world are doing mental goal impressions, visualizations, things like that, things close to that. That can be whatever it is to the player. The key to the whole thing is that you have to create the feeling as though it's already happened. And when you create the feeling as though it's already happened, it impacts your mind. And when your players buy into that, you'll see a lot of teams become greater than the sum of their parts. It's a very, very cool thing to see. So right into the T sequence now, similar to last week. T sequence, here it is. Middle away, 2. Middle in, 2. And switch to the partner. Set 2 is middle away, 2. Middle in, 2. And then switch. Set 3 is away, away, 2. Middle away, 2. And then switch. Set 4 is in, 2. Middle away, 1. And then switch. Set 5 is in, 2, middle away 1, and then switch. Set 6 is in, 1, middle away 1, end on hard contact. And you can take this T sequence. Usually we do it in sets of 3 for the in-season, but take that T sequence, that last these final 4 weeks of T sequence, you can just say 3 for all those reps. And this can be a very good way for all of your teams and all of your players to be able to start out every single day. They can partner up. You can put out 6 Ts, 6 T maps, and get going. If you've got modified balls that don't fly, you can do that out in the open onto a field. It doesn't matter if it's wet or dry if you've got the right balls to use. So this is a really good thing to bring in with you during the season. Going right into front flips now. Again, underhand or overhand is fine here. And we are going to incorporate off speed again in weeks 11 and 12. And again, just a reminder from last week, if you cannot throw off speed overhand, you want to incorporate the underhand off speed by simply creating a larger arc in the delivery of the pitch so that your players get a sense of it. There's also some machines that you can use that are very inexpensive that will allow your players to get more and more exposed to off-speed pitches from lefties and righties. We prefer the personal pitcher machine. We use it here in our training and all over our training systems here, our training classes here in Chicago. And we've found it an invaluable tool. If you would like to get a personal pitching machine, just simply visit our website and you can grab one there. You can also buy one on the personal pitcher site directly. It's going to be a little more expensive there. So if you want to be able to get it from our site for a little bit less, go and visit our site, mapsports.com, for that. Front flips, again, is going to be minimum 3 sets of 7 to 10 reps per player. All locations are allowed, and medium and hard velocity underhand flips or overhand flips is okay. You're still overhand if you're going to be doing hard velocity. It's okay if it's in a controlled environment. We don't want the balls going all over the place, but that's okay at this point, of course. After that is batting practice, and again, batting practice here for the final bit is going to be medium velocity. If you want to bump up the speed, if you can, as long as you're not sacrificing strike quality, meaning you're not all over the place and your players are going to be able to get good work in the time frame that you have, go ahead and do that. But don't sacrifice strike quality for velocity. There's almost no point to it. If you want to increase velocity, do it overhand and do it in front flips, not here at batting practice where the distance is extended. You want to allot about 30 minutes for that batting practice session. You want to go about 7 reps per session with now a minimum of 3 off-speed rounds in your sessions. So whatever you have to do to allot enough time to get those 3 rounds, meaning about 20 reps, 20 to 21 reps if you're doing 7 reps per round, please do it. The more exposure you can get on the off-speed side, once the foundation of the program is set, the better off the player is going to be. If you rush this off-speed exposure too early, you're going to see a lot of flaws later. So that's why we reserve the off-speed portion of this until the final 4 weeks of the program. The line drive contest is a great way to end the entire program. You may want to create a situation where there's a grand prize at the end for somebody who finishes. You might want to increase the stakes, increase the odds, increase the reps. For maybe if you're splitting your teams from 1 to 1, maybe you go a set of 5 for each player, and you filter down to a playoff round, you filter down to a championship round, and you anoint a king or queen of the program, and perhaps you get a prize of some kind. That's a really good way of bringing teams together at the end of programs. Just reminder again, lastly, is to keep all swings at game speed. Okay, it's a really, really, really important part. Again, the reason for that is we want games to be familiar. The speed of games, we want to be as familiar as possible, and the only way to do that is to maintain game speed swings during batting practice. So if game speed swings mean aggressive, they mean loose, they mean free. They don't mean tight, they don't mean muscled up. So make sure that you're continually harping on the difference there. You want to see your players be swinging as hard as possible without tensing up, because you can't transfer energy with a tense muscle. So that is it for our program. Please click on the final exit video and wrap this up. Congratulations. We'll see you in the exit video.